Can AI be valuable in case your partner has a sexual infection? It is important to get checked out regularly. I hear you giggling, Cenk. It's a new company, HE.Health. It says that they can make it a little easier. Their new app called Calmera.ai, your tech-savvy BFF for STI checks, it's billed as. The app is specifically designed for users to be able to check their partner's penises using AI. Okay. It analyzes the photo. I mean, this is interesting. You're very trusting. It uses artificial intelligence, trained on thousands of photos of penises, both without STIs and those with genital warts, penile cancer, HSV infection, penile candidiasis. Look, I'm not a doctor, but sounds like these are some of the worst things. Okay, Guardian with the reporting, the app boasts a accuracy rate 94.4%. I mean, you do want to know, but not all the time. There's a little caveat there. Calmera describes the free service, free, as the next best thing to a lab test for a quick check, powered by AI with up to 94.4 accuracy rate. The finer print on the site clarifies its actual performance is 65% to 96% across various conditions. So it just, frankly, it just depends. According to a paper on the development of the data test that underpins this AI, it was trained on more than 200 images of penises with and without visible STIs. It's expanded now to over 20,000 images. I wonder if they asked for people to send them their pictures, or, I mean, I guess, well, this is what some people do. D-pics for science. Okay, why don't I toss it to you, Ramesh? I think you wanted to go first on this and tell us your observations on. I mean, is this a viable thing? Is this something that will take off?
Well, I mean, the way this AI system functions, and a lot of the AI systems that we're talking about these days function, is they use historical data. They call it training data, and they attempt to understand patterns in that data. So that's why it's extremely important, insofar as you want. I mean, if we want such an AI system, rather than just go and get STD tests, I don't know. But like, if we want these things to exist, I ask the question why often. We should. It's really important to be careful about what the data are that are informing the deductions that are made by the system, right? And we know often both the algorithms that are pattern matching as well as the data sets tend to be skewed and discriminatory. Sometimes just engineers not kind of having a holistic view. And that's partly because often engineers are doing these things in a lot of other domains that they don't know anything about. And sometimes they don't really listen to experts in those other domains. But the other issue, and this is a much more harsh thing when it comes to AI systems with recidivism, kind of Minority Report style, is the costs associated with both false positives and false negatives, right?
Bingo, yep.
So we've seen examples of AI systems just like this that have been recommending various cancer patients medications that didn't take into account a comorbidity of a heart condition, and therefore worsened their heart condition while in theory improving their cancer condition. So it's like everybody should only look at these apps as something to kind of play with. I know that's a weird thing to talk about when we're talking about D-pics. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
There's a lot of puns here.
I couldn't help it.
Wow.
It's a pun-rich environment.
I couldn't do it.
But listen, no, go ahead.
Yeah, no, just last thing. We should just see these things as sort of likely skewed and biased guides to possible realities, right? Just like whenever we go online and we're worried about having certain symptoms and we go on, we can always find reasons to see how the symptoms we have mean that we're like dead ducks, right?
Yeah.
So just look at it that way, because it's all these AI systems are built upon the idea that historical data is sufficient to predict the future. And we're seeing with climate modeling in AI, for example, because we're seeing these sort of new types of like atmospheric floods that are coming. We're having tropical rainstorms here in LA, right?
Yep.
Which, those are in the tropics normally, not here in LA.
Yeah.
So we're seeing
Cenk,
also.
they made this.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Last thing. So we're just seeing that that you can't simply understand the present and the future from the past, even if you were very careful about the past, which they're absolutely not.
Well, they're making it, I was gonna say, Cenk, very easy to connect 35,000 users to practitioners in California. So maybe that's, there's something there. All you have to do is upload a photo of you or your partner's penis. The site will scan the image, return 1 or 2 messages, and then you see it look clear, or hold up a minute, better hold up, we spotted something sus, it says. So I don't know. I see a lot of issues here, but maybe this is the norm. I find it funny when people just FaceTime me out of the blue because it's like knocking on my door without an invitation. But that's just what people are doing now. I was explaining to one of my friends, which makes me sound old, and maybe this is just is this what we're going to be doing now? It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, so I look, it's kind of an uncomfortable topic, and it feels like a funny topic, and I don't want to be too cocky about this, in my opinions.
Oh boy, another pun.
Oh, come on.
Oh, you are just doing it.
Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow, come on.
No, don't go there. Don't go there. Okay, now having said that, don't. Okay, we got to put a cap on this. Okay, so listen, this can go wrong in a lot of different directions. Number one, to what Sharon was saying, this app actually started with people taking pictures themselves and going, hey, is it okay or not okay? Got some issue here. And I could understand that being a little bit more reasonable. Like, again, I would urge a lot of caution before you sent that online. But at least you're asking for yourself. But then now it is taken off, not for yourself, but for your partners, which then leads a lot of people to wonder, are they taking pictures of their partner's junk without permission, which is a whole nother disaster. Do not do that, okay? That's a terrible idea. But mainly the number one reason I'm concerned about it is what Ramesh said, which is the double positive. So look, number one, what if it says that there's something wrong with your partner's, private parts, and there isn't? And then you put that out in the world, right? Not only on him, maybe to other people, etc. You don't have to send the pictures out, and they say, hey, no. We don't attach the name to the picture, etc. And they have some security protocols, of course. And you have to have very significant security protocols on this because this is not a thing you want to be hacked on, right? So, and they swear up and down they do. But even if you take them at their word that they have and then that system is secure, the individual will talk to friends, etc. And we don't know if it's true or not. And then, but the bigger issue is most of the STIs are not symptomatic. So the picture will look perfectly normal, but and then if the system gives you an all clear, that doesn't mean it's an all clear. He could have 100 other things that you don't know about that a picture couldn't tell. So I'm also worried that it's going to give false assurances to people, and then they're going to be surprised later. So there's 100 different problems with this. I'm not saying that something like this couldn't be useful in some ways, but to me right now, the dangers greatly outweigh the upsides as far as I can see.
Yeah.
Well, you both raised some strong points, and maybe this will make you feel a little better. The company says the photo will be immediately deleted, Cenk, and no personal identifying information is stored. Still, experts though say they're concerned about privacy. They've said a number of significant oversights in Kalmara's design, flimsy consent verification, the potential to receive child porn, over reliance on images to screen for conditions that, as you mentioned, are often invisible, and the accuracy that you both pointed out, the false positives, are a real concern. We should tell you this one, LA Times reporter ran their own experiment. They uploaded a range of penis images. How'd you like to get assigned this story? I don't know. They uploaded a range of penis images from the CDC Public Health Library. Kalmara issued a hold to multiple images, but it didn't catch everything, okay? STDs, ulcer, syphilis, so pronounced the foreskin was no longer able to retract. I mean, this is perhaps detail that you didn't ask for, okay? But I've given you some of it. So, I think it's a start, but nowhere near ready for large consumption here or reliance, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple other quick takes on this. First of all, any data that we put out there, I think we should assume will be hacked at some point. I mean, 23andMe was hacked with intimate genetic data and was hacked to target Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese people, playing perfectly to RFK's conspiracy theory. So it was horrific. 23andMe is genetic DNA data, okay? That was hacked. I got an email right before I came to the Young Turks today that my social security number was hacked by AT&T, which is a huge company that should have good security and is very good at spying on us, by the way, per the Snowden revelations. Second thing is, whenever we engage with doctors these days, I mean, maybe not all of us, but I don't know how often we notice that doctors are usually in front of a computer screen when they're talking to us when we go into a health clinic. So, and third of all, what if the images that we were submitting to the system were filtered, Instagram filters, other filters, and so on, or AI generated images. So basically, this is all a call. I know I sound Luddite, like let's just get back to human touch and human contact.
Well, that could help everybody in this story.
Go to the doctor.
The doctor should be examining us and our bodies.
Yes.
And that's what we should be doing to understand if we ever get STIs.
Okay, super last thing here. But first of all, I don't know why I said double positive earlier. I meant false positive and false negatives. But look, overall, this one's not a hard issue because there's doctors. So you don't have to be a Luddite to say, if you're really concerned, A, go to your doctor and don't trust some rando app. And B, if you're concerned that your partner's not being honest with you, you've got much larger problems and you should examine the relationship.
And then maybe one more time, the caution for people who, if you want to upload your own, that's on you, but you don't want to go and take a photo unknowingly perhaps of your partner and submit that. It's a whole nother slippery slope.
Or maybe don't send it to someone on Instagram either,
Yeah, and by the way, and at some point, that could also be a crime. So be really.
There's that. Yeah.
Don't do that.
You're right.
Do not do that.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.